So this was this last weekend. This was actually Super Bowl Sunday. So we decided to get a little deadlift day in. So we get our contest coming up on March 14th. This is actually going to feature Hunter, me, and Joey. Joey's one of my clients, but he's also doing the strongman event with us. He's just doing the novice class at a lower weight class. So this was cool. We decided to warm up with axle bar, double overhand. Super hard on the grip. Grip is the main thing that I just have to keep hammering. So I'm really glad that Hunter wanted to do this as part of the warm ups. I think what I got up to is about 300 pounds. Didn't get a lot of footage. Hunter might have made it to like 350, but I don't have his videos. And then we decided to do block pulls. I think for Hunter, this was more motivated by trying to save the fatigue of doing heavy deadlifts all the time. And he found out the other day doing block pulls by himself that it's just way less fatiguing. You can still go super heavy, but you don't feel the same level of fatigue. He's not as good at them as I am, though. So I told him when we were warming up for this, I was like, dude, it's going to get stupid heavy for me because anything elevated is super easy, which is interesting because it's not like lockout for my deadlift has always been, the main like what I'm great at. I've struggled off the floor in the past, but now usually I'm really great off the floor. So we measured it out too. This was about 17 inches. So Joey worked up to his contest weight for what is going to be in the wagon wheels for him, which is like 450 something, and he was just smoking it. He's actually a really good deadlifter. He's done 529 or 530 in comp, basically on two occasions over that weight. Um, so Hunter works up to like I think it was 635 for five, and you'll see my top set here. But yeah, I was just feeling it out. I have a torn adductor and probably hamstring based on the bruising on the back of my legs. In order to see the adductor tear, I'd have to start an OnlyFans. But at some point, I could post the bruising from the left hamstring. It's on the same leg. So I was just kind of testing out how this feels, and yeah, you probably saw me there. I was like, "Yep, stupid easy." Here's Joey again, just absolutely smoking through these weights. He definitely has to get used to the feeling of using straps. I know he was saying it was tough for him to get both straps locked in there. Hunter, no problem here. Like I said, I think this was just mainly like saving fatigue, but getting that time under tension. So he knocks those reps out, no problem. He's a super tall guy too. I'm just a tad taller, but these block pulls put it just below our knee, which I think is a pretty good place to train from for that, save fatigue and still get really effective reps in. And I sent it to my coach Pete Rubish, who I'm not being coached actively by right now, but we'll pick back up right after the strongman comp. And the first thing he said is like, "Oh, it'll be really interesting to see how this translates to the floor." And that's true because I got up to a huge weight here. I think this is the one before that. This might have been 765. But yeah, I got up to 815 pounds for 4 reps on these block pulls. It was fun. It was super interesting to feel that much weight in my hands, feel a bar bending to that level. But yeah, I'm interested to see how much that translates to the floor when we get to that point. I think for me, as long as the adductor and hamstring feel good, the next step will be, yeah, that was 765. The next step will be the 13-inch wagon wheels until the contest because we have that for 705 for reps. So this is 815 pounds. I knew that this was going to be doable for me, but I pulled this first rep and I was like, oh, holy smokes, that's easy. Let's just rep this out. I was pretty happy with where I landed on these and like just my form in general. I was really getting some good leg drive in there, but lockout super easy. Felt great. I ended up doing 4 reps. Hold at the top for a second. Feels good. All right, cool. Drop them. And I use something like Versa grips for mine. That makes the grip even easier. In the contest, I'll use something like traditional straps like Hunter has here, and that'll be good. So Hunter dropped down after this and did, I think this is 4 something for 10 reps. That's been our training model in general, is to work up to something like 3 to 4 rep max, and then drop down to something really light and get that volume in on the sets. We've done that for squats, we've done that for deadlifts, and we've done that for log and overhead press. So that works really well. Oh, you didn't even see that. He threw in like a little bent over row. And then we use the seal row because the gym we're at, Unit Strength, has the sick Rogue seal row, and I just wanted to see how much we could load it up to. So we loaded it up to, is like 310 pounds because the bar is only 40. And me and Hunter both knocked out some reps with that. Felt really good. I think the seal row is probably the best, the goaded upper back exercise of all time.